Okay. So nice. I mean, we can see it on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Özgünür.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our IEEE ET Talks. My name is Özgenur. I am treasurer of IEEE Turkey WIE. Today we have speakers from Region 10 WIE coordinators. Me and Smai will be co-coordinate in this meeting. Smai, can you continue, please?
Of course. Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching and thanks for joining. We're very excited today. So this is as Özgenur said, this is the initiative by IEEE Women in Engineering Turkey section. And actually today we are having wonderful guests and we're going to have wonderful discussions because this is the ET Talk. That is a new initiative that we are going to have very natural conversations. So like here on the question and answer part, we will be addressing your questions to all speakers. So please feel free to ask your questions because this is an interactive session. First, we will start with the discussion and then we will continue with your questions. So like we want your feedback as well. And thanks for joining and thanks for watching. And this is Simay Akar. I'm a chair of IEEE Turkey Women in Engineering group, affinity group. So like we are, and also the executive board member of Turkey section, IEEE Turkey section, and few other positions in IEEE. So like, for those who doesn't know IEEE, like, would like to just tell you, IEEE is the largest technical organization for leveraging technology for humanity. So it's like very huge organization, very big family. So you can check it out. But we expect you know IEEE, and if you're an IEEE volunteer, thanks for volunteering. So today we have the Region 10 Women in Engineering Coordinator of last year's coordinators here together. Like personally, I joined my journey in IEEE in 2007 as like a Turkey section member, as a student member, and just became a senior member. But in my story, like I've been Region 8 members, except 3 years when I moved to China and lived in China for over 3 years. I became a Region 10 member. And also I've been involved in IEEE Region 10 committee. What is Region 10? It's actually Asia Pacific region. So IEEE has regions now, Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and some surrounding countries like belong to Region 8 at this current structure, and Region 10 is basically still Asia Pacific. So we have very valuable people here and good friends, because like, you know, if you know IEEE, it's like a big family, and it's actually like a global village, because we are all connected with different positions. We are not just belong to our regions. So like we are able to serve some positions in the global level. And sometimes when you change your address, we do, because we are all global citizens. So you can also change your region. And I was Region 8 Women Engineering Coordinator in 2015. So at that time, Supawadi was there, and I'm gonna ask your story to tell. And as Region 8 Women Engineering, Region 10 Women Engineering Coordinator, and we worked together. Then I moved to China. I worked with Jingdong, and she was Region 10 Coordinator. All the time, Emmy was around since my first involvement and travel to Region 10 events. And these are like lifelong friends for me. So that's why, as a host, this session is very special. So like here, Özgenur and the rest of the IEEE Turkey Women Engineering team, Karden, Anıl, and Özgenur behind this initiative. So like very happy to be co-coordinator, moderator for this session. So we're looking forward to this amazing discussion. So after the introduction, I would like to start with your story. So like, may I ask you to introduce yourself from your point of view? Like, I will be happy to introducing you, but that will be great to hear from you who you are, what you have done so far, and what you're doing. Can we start with Supawadi?
Okay, hi everyone. Supavati Aramvit. I'm from Bangkok, Thailand, and I'm the associate professor in electrical engineering at Chulalongkorn University in Bangkok. And I have been a member of IEEE since my study in US time. So it's since 1995. So like this year is the 25 year anniversary of the being an IEEE member. But I start volunteer seriously in 2007 as a Thailand section secretary. Okay, and then in 2011, 11, I joined Region 10 in educational activities. So it has been a long year for me with the Region 10. So as an educational activity for 4 years, 2011 to 14, and 15, I was the Region 10 Women Engineering Coordinator. And then 16, I'm back to educational activity. And then I think 19 and 20, I'm back to section and chapter. So it means we take care of the petition of all the section and chapters. And other than that, I also volunteer in several other positions, like in terms of technical society, even though my research in the signal processing, I'm the board of governor or member of the Consumer Electronics Society. And I'm also in the educational activity board. So I'm sharing pre-university education on I think 2017 and 18. No, 18 and 19. I'm confused about the year. And now I'm still in the educational activity board, but taking care of the section education outreach. So we link all the regional coordinator. So that as the same as in humanitarian activity committee, I'm also the communication chair. So it means we try to link. So Jing Dong is a part. So she is now a Region 10 humanitarian technology coordinator. So we work together since we met in engineering. Yeah, and we work together. Sme is the site communication chair. Yeah, so you can see like everything happened for the reason. I mean, so when we start to know each other in IEEE, then we work together a lot. And Amy also as well when she was JC Japan Council, we share. Okay, so we have worked together because there are many effort in Japan. Okay, and then like now she's handling all the women engineering, and we are good friends as well. So if you see Facebook, there are many photos of us together. Although I miss visiting Japan. Yeah, so that is mainly a wrap up about me and what I have done in IEEE recently. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the introduction, Supavati, and I would like to continue with Jingdong. Isn't it amazing how connected we are? I mean, like as I said, like when I moved to Region 10, I had the chance to work with Jingdong when she was coordinator. Like now we are just like in another initiative because like IEEE is like a huge family that you're changing roles and committees. We are not just in women engineering, but we are very passionate and dedicated for what we do wherever we are. But also, I'm very glad we are connected under women engineering. So like Jingdong is the Region 10 coordinator for upcoming years. And Jingdong, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. First of all, thank you, Seme, for inviting me to join this wonderful tea talk. Hello, everyone. I'm Jingdong from Beijing section IEEE. Actually, I'm now the associate professor in the Institute of Automation, Chinese Academy of Sciences. My journey with IEEE started at 2008 when I was a PhD student and joined IEEE as a student. And I thought there is a chance to initiate the student branch in my university. So I'm the founding chair for the student branch in University of Chinese Academy of Sciences, and then started the journey with IEEE. After I graduate, I find I love IEEE very much, and I volunteered myself to be as the student representative for Region 10, and then joined the IEEE Region 10 XCOM as the electrical coordinator, communication coordinator for the Region 10 XCOM from at the 2011 and 2012, and then after I graduated within the Young Professional Affinity Group, and I also upgraded my membership to become the senior member 2014, when I was the associate professor also that year. And then very, very good opportunity that I became the WIE coordinator in Region 10 as the and then now from 2017 to 2018. Now this year I'm the Humanitarian Technology Activity Committee Chair, and just like the SMA side that said, I switched a lot of positions, but this one, WIE, is my favorite because now I'm also working as a volunteer for the Beijing section WIE affinity group, which I devoted myself a lot of time and effort to be part of that. And I will talk about some activities we have done, and very good activities that I can share my story later on. So basically, this is the journey for my IEEE IEEE journey for me. So thank you very much. I also thought that as a female professional, I think WIE is my destiny. So yeah, so that's all. Very glad to see you. Yeah.
Thank you, Jindong, and it was a pleasure working with you those years when I was Region 10 Women Engineering Committee members, and you were a leader, and now we are connected. And I'm sure we will be connected lifelong for different positions, for anything, any new initiative. So like this is our IEEE story. And Emmy is like a current chair coordinator of Region 10 Women Engineering. Can we hear your story, please?
Okay, thank you, Ojena and Simai. I am very happy to talk to you, my friend in Turkey and Region 10, and maybe all over the world. And then thank you, Turkey WIE team, organizing this wonderful ET talk. I have a couple of tea session and inviting us today. So I am Emi Yano from Tokyo, Japan. I am currently chair of Region 10 WIE, and I am working in IT company, Rico IT Solutions. And currently, I am focusing on improving communication between people in the workplace through effective leadership and organizational development in the HR department. I started my career as a usability engineer, and I have accumulated several years experience in web consulting using the human-centered design and design thinking process. But after that, I back to my university for supporting my professor to promote gender equality. We have held a career education program for female students studying science and technologies. And they can meet various female researchers and engineers and discover their own role models. At that time, I could also meet my role model. I met Prof. Takako Hashimoto. As you know, she was a global WIE chair 2015 to 16. And she invited me to Japan Council WIE as an ExCom member. So I started my IEEE journey at that time. I have been a very active volunteer in Japan since 2008. And after that, I worked with Favali and Jindong as a member of Region 10 WIE committee. And I was the chair of IEEE Japan Council WIE 2016 to 17. And I am currently the chair of Region 10 WIE. I met Shimai at Region 10 Student Gold WIE Congress in
Hyderabad.
Yes, Hyderabad.
Yeah.
And I remember when
2013.
Yeah, 2013. Yes. So it's already 7 years ago. And I remember we are saying goodbye. You said see you somewhere. And after several years, we could meet maybe in Japan, meet again in Japan. So it is very happy things for me and work together like this. So I also feel IEEE is like a family. So it's a very comfortable place, and we can make many friends all over the world. So I really love to work together, IEEE friends. Okay, this is from. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, like during your speech, I just like realized that we should really give credit that who really inspired us behind, you know, all the IEEE volunteers like you, like refer Takako and other IEEE women engineering and IEEE leaders of different committees, who really inspired us and keep us motivated. And here we're connected all around the world, as you said, like. Probably we met in different countries and different times and different periods, and we're gonna meet more. But then here that we have a lot of good representation, like even all those women and men, and also men, you know, all the IEEE volunteers who keep us connected in this organization. We should thank them. And you know, like even hearing starting with the introduction, I'm very excited for the rest of the discussion. So like here we have great representation, and if everybody's teas are ready, like we also have as a tea addict, you know, like we have a great beautiful countries and cultures here, like not only Region 10 with your own cultures, China, Thailand, Japan, and Turkey. Like it's amazing how we just like meet here again on this platform online virtually. So this is really worth it what we are doing. And let's enjoy our tea talk. And I would like to give floor to Özgenur and start the discussion.
Thank you for your answer. Also, Takako was our participate 3 events ago, actually. The second question we have, how did you decide to become Region 10 WIE coordinator? Also, what was your vision when you were the Region 10 WIE coordinator? If you want, Ying, start with you.
Start with, I cannot hear clearly. So who will start? I cannot hear clearly. Yeah, I think so.
Are we starting with Jingdong?
Actually, I heard about that, not that clearly, but I also just. Are you asking us that how became the coordinator, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
How did you decide to be a coordinator?
Yeah. How did you become that? Right?
The different question in the screen is different question.
Yeah. I think this question should be asked for Amy. Amy's now. This is
so right? my vision for IEEE WIE. Yeah. Okay. So it's a really simple for me. So through IEEE WIE activities, I really love to connect like this people and bring them a big smile. This is my vision for IEEE WIE. So connect each other, and we can do something. If Even if it's a very small thing, but we can work together, and we can make a big smile, and always enjoy our activities. So this is from me. This is vision for WIE.
Okay. Maybe I go next.
Please.
I believe that IEEE has made already a very good effort by the leadership and then all the volunteer around the world. We have so many of the affinity groups and also the student WIE affinity group. Okay. And there has been so many collaborative effort to link and then to connect all of those affinity group. So I think we come to the right direction, and also like all the leadership summit and leadership conference that bring in the different aspect, also link also like both the industry people that can attach to WIE. So my vision for WIE is that we have to push all the collaborative effort much harder. Okay, so that especially in the local context, because there are many different situation and culture in each of the section and countries. So how we could use all this effort and make it very useful in the local group. Actually, there are so many needs of the mentorship in the local affinity group, many of them, but it is impossible for them to reach out. So we should be able to find the platform that could link from the global to regional and then to the local group, so that they could be able to connect and have a good mentor, and then be able to make a difference and make an impact on their local context. Yeah, that is my vision. Thank you.
I want to comment that actually when I was the coordinator for the Region 10 WIE, I also had a very prepared slides for the vision for IEEE WIE and Region 10, and I get some words. The one is inspire. I wanted to say that all the young professional and the senior professional, the female leaders, they are all very talented and very great. And we wanted to inspire them to get their value, and they can join together at the IEEE platform as a platform actually together to inspire them to know their value. So the first word is inspire. And the second word I said is engage. We want to get them together and want to motivate them together as a leader to show to our members and how to become successful, how to become happy, and how to become good friends to each other. And the third word is empower. That's the key reason also for WIE this year's. We have the WIE leadership summits all worldwide, and we wanted to train people, and we wanted to show the role models. We want to know that what kind of people that we could be. So the last word also is enable. I just remember about that enable, that we could I join hands, not only for join hands for the professional work, but also we could do any work. Like this year, I'm doing very hard on the humanitarian technology activities. We know that in this kind of a situation, we should do. So these 4 words is about my vision for WIE IEEE in Region 10: inspire, empower, engage, and enable. So also IEEE. Thank you. And also for the second question, how to decide the Region 10 WIE coordinator. Actually, I don't know. maybe there was some scheme for self-nomination and all the nomination. But I think all the people, all the volunteers who are very active in the WIE affinity group and also who volunteer themselves dedicate to the WIE activities, they would be defined as the candidates for this position. And all these people who volunteer themselves or nominate themselves for the WIE awards will have the higher percentage to be defined as the candidates. If you do good and you tell your story and you apply for the awards for the WIE, also MGA or any other kind of awards, and you will be defined. So this is my answer. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I didn't answer the second question. I thought we go one by one. So for me, like the Region 10V coordinator, I think because of my active role in the executive committees, and also Region 10 tend to sometimes like rotate all of the regional coordinator. So we have a different experiences. Yeah, so that's how I'm take care of the WIE coordinator in 2015. Yeah.
So before moving to next question, and I'll give floor back to Özgünür, I just would like to comment that is like a summary. Like it was a good point. Like IEEE structure gives a lot of recognition to volunteers. And it's actually opportunity. That's the thing. The reason and motivation behind being volunteer isn't getting an award or getting recognized, but actually it's also a chance to give back to the society. So that's very recommended for all the volunteers to consider applying awards in regional level, in MGA level, or society level. Really, no matter which level or which organizational units, because it's not like IEEE is a large organization, and there are a lot of opportunities to get recognized, and all these recognition will give you opportunity to give more and dedicate more and just like keep volunteering in different organizational units. So that's another thing we need to highlight. And yeah.
It's kind of a give and take policy.
It's not like we're not doing just to write that. Even for the positions, like I think we're not holding any position just to get a title. It's like actually time to give, and it's actually you're just like contributing a lot by holding this kind of important positions like Women Engineering Regional Coordinator or many other things. So that's an opportunity to be more dedicated. So like holding a position is also important, and getting recognition. So definitely, I totally agree with that. Okay, so Özgünür?
I'm continue. I think Region 10 is a very big region, actually. Have many sections also. Can you tell us your women engineering events, studies, etc., please? I mean, we can start with you.
Yeah, it's a lot of best practice from this region. A lot of things learned from this region. Yeah.
Yes, so as you know, Region 10 is a very big region, and WIE, about WIE, we have 45 section WIE affinity groups, and more than 350 student run WIE. So we have many student members in Region 10. So I think there are many studies in Region 10 WIE, but today I'd like to share our, for example, funding project called WIE Changemakers. So last year we offered the partial travel funding for WIE active volunteer members for attending IEEE International Leadership Summit 2019 in Region 10. We have 3 International Leadership Summit last year in Beijing, Bangalore and Islamabad. So we provided opportunities for active volunteers to meet and learn from successful female people. And after evaluation, we selected the 10 volunteer members for the award. And we hoped the attendees, not only the event, but also we want to them to take back the knowledge gained at the summit to implement best practices in their section or in their affinity groups. So we requested them to organize workshop in their WIE group and for sharing their experience in International Leadership Summit. So many IEEE members joined that workshop, and also non-IEEE member joined that. So it's very good opportunity to introduce our IEEE activities, to know our activities, and many people are interested in WA activities in Region 10. So yes, yeah, that's from me. For example, example of Region 10 activities. And maybe Spavali and Jindong has many experience of WA activities. Can you share about it?
Yeah. So I think one of the activity that we do is that we will have a recommendation to form the new affinity group. So in 2015, we did encourage Sri Lanka, Hong Kong, Vietnam. I cannot remember. I think there are 4 that new section affinity group that we form. Okay, so at that time, the we share of the section, like Dr. Maheshi from the Sri Lanka section, and then Dr. Paulina from the Hong Kong, and I think for Vietnam, I think it's been taken care of. I cannot remember exactly, but I would like to give the example of the 2. Dr. Maheshi now, I mean, she is the chair elect of the Sri Lanka section, so it means she's gonna be section chair of Sri Lanka next year, and Dr. Paulina as well. Paulina now is the Hong Kong section chair. So I would like to point out that when they start initiative in their own section as a women leader, and then they are very energetic and put a lot of effort, and now the leadership is shown by they becoming the section chair. And Dr. Maheshi also when she know that she will be a chair elect, she did send email to me and like to tell me that I has inspired her a lot at that time, so that she could form WIE Sri Lanka section. Yeah, so I think that also like the good example that how if we could start well in the WIE affinity group, and we of course can see the future leader of that section. Yeah, thank you.
From my experience, I have to say that Region 10 actually is the most diversity region, a diverse region in all the regions of IEEE. So the WA activity in Region 10, I should say that they all different. But I have to name one, the Region 10 student branch, young professional, women in engineering and life member congress. We say that with SYWL Congress, which will held every 2 years. This is a very big congress, and all the good examples and the good activities and the lessons learned, we have to heard about it, and we will to communicate with in that Congress. The WIE all stories will be shared during that Congress. So the SYWL Congress is also a flagship Congress for the WIE activities in Region 10. Also, we also learn lessons from this kind of communication and experience sharing. We will also have some good activities to communicate with each other, with each affinity group in different sections under different culture during the Region 10 flagship conference WIE session. So I have to say that there were a lot of good example and activities conducted in Region 10, but not organized by Region 10. Most of them are hosted and organized by the local session. Each local session, they have already good volunteers and very good people and members. They all wanted to do something for the WIE vision and mission. All kind of, for example, I just wanted to name one example in Beijing section WIE affinity group. When it's initiated at the 2018, when I was a coordinator also for the Region 10, there was a project just motivated by the working mom. Maybe you were heard about that. Some days in the winter time in Beijing, they were the pollution is not that is bad, and the working mom, they said they're very concerned about their kids when they have to do some exercise outdoor. So all these people, all this working mom that who are familiar with big data, signal processing, and also some engineers from the big companies, and such as in the university, they say, "Oh, this is a common problem we conquered, and we discussed to do small projects, and we can share this experience for our colleagues." And they said that they could monitor. There were several detectors send the data analysis every day by our governments, and they could record all these kind of data, and they just record the data automatically by their cell phone applications, and they put them together, and they coding together, and they making a map, live detection map for their monitoring the shopping mall, about the public park, the air pollution data together, and to generate a map and send to each member's cell phone. So this is very simple projects that this working mom just had a conversation via WeChat, and then become very good projects, which the IBM research said that we could do that for all the publics, for all the people in Beijing, for the working mom, not only for IEEE WIE affinity group. So this is kind of projects we named as an example, but I wanted to say that it's very natural, and it's just very simple activities that each section and each member, they could do that just by sitting together and talking with each other. What's your needs? Just very, very normal. This girls talk. We also complain about that during one tea break time, and then we became about that kind of activities. So all the lessons I learned when I working as the coordinator is that, well, these people, these members and volunteers, they were already very great with their minds and their talents and their skills. Just they need a platform, and they need how to organize the guidelines about how to make these things done very smoothly and efficiently. So I think WIE affiliate group is the way, and the regional coordinator is just to assist them to make plans quickly and efficient, and funds them, maybe give a kind of a seed funds, and they can do that without any problem and without any worries about the financial supports. So this is my lesson learned. Thank you.
Yeah, we are just a coordinator. And may
Thank
I
you.
increase one more
Yes.
example? So under the COVID-19 situation, so Indonesian WIE started online gathering, WIE online gathering from end of April, and it started from Indonesian section WIE, but they platoon to the other WIE affinity groups. And last week, Japan WIE team organized the online gathering event, and the next one is Thailand and Turkey.
Thailand and Turkey.
Yes, event. So this is one example from.
Thank you. They are very good example for us, actually. Thank you.
Very good initiative. And meanwhile, actually, you just highlighted there will be a next host by IEEE Turkey and Thailand section. That's a really great initiative. We had the pleasure to be part of it last weekend, last Saturday. And thank you for starting this initiative as Region 10. You know, this is like, and when we heard that, it's just a great chance to, you know, bring a new perspective from another region and from another country that as Turkey section, we got also involved. And we look forward for the upcoming ones. Özgenur?
I think it's difficult job leading such a big region, Region 10. What did being Region 10 Women Engineering Coordinator contribute to your personal career, personal life, etc.? Savadi, can we start you?
Yeah, so the question is how women in engineering inspire the career?
Contribute your career. Contribute your career. Region 10 WIE coordinator.
Okay. Yeah, because one thing, as I said, the coordinator we coordinate all the activity of the region. So it is we interact with all of the like affinity group chair, like student affinity group chair, and also the volunteer. So I think that somehow build a lot of network that I have a chance to talk to many of them, and then also learning in such a way that I mean many of the successful story, many of the challenges. So it make me see everything in the wider exposure. Okay, like the challenges of the female in the workplace, or challenges of the female in if they are in the education. What is like the challenges about their career development. Okay, so there are many facets of these that somehow also like when you see things wider, you tend to be able to like sometimes we also adapt, and we also try to see that how we can help like solve this kind of challenges. How could we provide more support to the fellow volunteer? Okay, so because I'm of course now I'm not directly in the women in engineering, but I'm in several of other IEEE position like the humanitarian activity. So there are many women engineering who work in humanitarian activity, and I'm in the educational activity. Also, there are many of the women in engineering who do activity in this area. So it's been I know that once I was a Region 10 V coordinator, but now I can contribute to them or contribute the effort in different area that I mean they are working on or they are good at. Okay, so I think that is the very important thing that, and also about my career. I mean, of course, because I have many in terms of a networking, it's very wide. Yeah, in term, and then some we also have the research collaboration afterwards. Okay, and many, of course, we become good friends, and we all know that having more of the colleagues, more of the friend, or of the mentor, or of the people that we can inspire, I think it is give a lot back to us. Okay, if I mean, we, in the sense that we can give and we can see both ourselves and them can make an impact to make a difference. Yeah. Okay, that is my answer. Yeah.
Amy?
Okay. For me, IEEE is a diverse community, so all are welcome and all are respected, regarding of nationality, religion, age, or gender. So I have many experience in the IEEE and WIE. So it's experience, yeah, maybe if I am not IEEE member, I didn't have this kind of experience. So it is one of contribution from IEEE. And we still have few leaders and managers in workplace in my company, but in IEEE, I can find many women leaders. So they inspired me a lot. So sometimes I worry about the things or my career. I can talk to them, and they give me some advice to make my career. So it helps me a lot. And if there is, if I don't have my mentor, so it's really difficult to think more positive and get this kind of experience. That's from me.
Thank you. Jean?
Yes, yes. I'm still thinking about this question actually. I have to say that the maybe the biggest impacts that it changed my thoughts and let me to be myself. How to say that? Actually, before doing IEEE WIE coordinator in region 10, I didn't realize that the gender equality is so important. I didn't realize that question, and this is not a problem from my personal experience. But after doing this, I realized that the leadership and the communication skills and all these are very important for my development, for the future career development. And I also realized about the gender equality, right? It's also a problem, and I have to face to it and find a solution to conquer it. I have to say that. Also, I think the advantages for doing that or say that position for that is to help or enhance our leadership, because we have to deal with all the work plan for all the sections, WIE activities. We have to make plans and conduct all the plans and supervise all these plans to get done in the whole year plan. And just like the supervisor, we wanted to get things smoothly done. And the second one is we also developed ourselves communication skills, because as I mentioned before, Region 10 is the most diversity culture region. So we have to communicate with different people under different cultural backgrounds. So it's very hard. And the most problem I can't encounter with is the time zone problem. I cannot join all the WIE telecommunication because it's too late in my time zone. It's midnight, and I have 2 kids to look after, so hardly communicate with all these people in different countries during different time zone. And also, but I also think that it's also help us to be a responsible people, because we have to support all these kind of important and also meaningful and valuable activities in women engineering affinity groups, and we have to support them with very limited resource and funds. We have to do our best to help and support them to get all these things done within a very limited time and within very limited resource. So how to support people? Also, we saw a lot about that, and I think I learned a lot about that. So this is my personal career. How to say that again? Often that for that experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know that, and you highlighted as like a regional women in engineering coordinator. Actually, during your term, you also represent your region in the MGA level. Actually, it's not just MGA, because IEEE Women in Engineering is an affinity group. So like in the structure, all the regional coordinators represent their country, like region at that level. So like actually by contributing your region at the same time, and you're working with a global community, a global committee actually of this affinity group. So which is actually another challenge, because like it's not just you contribute to your region. So like you're hearing, sharing, and inspiring by another woman in engineering leader, the women engineering group leaders of other regions, and also the structure at the global level itself. And all of you, I know, like including myself, during our terms, like by region, like region 8, region 10, you know, just these things, very diverse regions. Like we are also at the same time looking at the perspective from a global world. So it's even more interesting. So like IEEE structure has a lot of advantage for us to learn and grow together, which is really amazing and inspiring. So that is something from all the things you highlighted. We contribute to women in engineering, also other organizational units. By being a regional leader, we are also still part of the global community. Just wanted to highlight that for those who doesn't know the IEEE structure, because like we're always liaisoning or representing our roles in different communities if it's related. But Region 8, MGA, Women Engineering Global Committee structure includes all the regional leaders in different roles. That's why many of you also holding different positions in the subcommittees, working groups of the global level, which is really a lot amazing, and you know, like you contribute a lot when you do the regional women engineering leader role.
That's the international organization, right?
Exactly. Thanks. Yeah, we can go ahead.
Actually, we have another question from YouTube. I showed this. She says,
Hi.
Totally. Yeah, I have this joy. I have this.
The question from Malaysia. May I know what has been the toughest challenge in being coordinator and chair of IEEE Women in Engineering? Can we start, Jing?
Okay, just for kidding, I just mentioned having the telecommunication during every midnight every month. For kidding. Actually, is to understand the needs for different section WIE affinity groups. Actually, under different culture, this is the most different. The target is the challenge for me. You know, even though that China also has very great culture and diversity, but it's really hard during very limited time to know that under different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, what they really need for our, and we can support them. Not just a dialogue or just an email that say that I requested this and can you support me? No, you have to understand what's the really problem and what's the background. Yeah. So this is for me. Yeah.
Thank you. Pavadi?
Okay. So for me, I mean, during that in 2015 that I Region 10 we did do some survey about the needs and also like how activeness of the each of the WIE affinity groups. Okay. And of course, there are certain area that is just very active, and there are certain area that not active at all, or there is no activity in such group. So actually, I would like to encourage, try to find a way so that in those regions there could be the formation of the affinity group, or for those regions that for those areas that this is not that active, how can we reactivate the activities? So I found that is my top very tough challenges. Yeah, because actually it's just very difficult in practice. Okay, for to make it reactivate and something like that. So just a coordinator alone is and then the committee is not possible to do so. So we just need some kind of a platform and some kind of the framework that make it able to do so. Yeah.
Thank you. Amy?
So, yes, as Jindong said, time difference, yes, it's a little bit difficult things for us. So maybe Region 10 is the same situation. Region 8 is same situation. But for example, last week, 2 weeks ago, we have a Region 10 WIE committee team meeting. But even for 10 members, we have 6 hours time difference. So sometimes it's very difficult to gather in for meeting. Anyway, yes, one thing is the different culture. So it's sometimes it's difficult to know how to do things, and also there are many affinity groups, especially we have more than 300 student branch WIE affinity groups. So each situation is different in country, in section, in the city. So it's not so easy to know what they want to do. They want to, what kind of support do they need? But as a coordinators, we trying to do our best to supporting for each affinity groups activities. Yeah, that's from me.
I just would like to comment on one thing because you almost highlighted the time difference thing. Well, I have a, when I was in region, so, as we said, like as a regional coordinator, you have a position also in the MGA, Women in Engineering. So like those teleconferences almost every month, like it's not, for such a huge organization, it's not easy to find. And probably we all experience in different organizational units. It's not easy to find an exact time fits for everyone. But then as we volunteer, we are super dedicated. Whenever we find a time and the best time for everyone, it doesn't really matter if it's your midnight, you contribute and you're trying to be there. It's like, because like those years that when I was Region 10, I was already in the MGA Women Engineering Committee, and I was joining those teleconferences. And now it's 5 p.m. for me because like from New Zealand to Hawaii, it's such a huge global organization.
Yes.
And like the committee is trying to find a best time for everyone, which is generally 10, 11 a.m. EDT, which is New York time. And it's midnight in Japan and in China. It's even late for New Zealand. And sometimes we are all traveling, for different initiatives, for our day jobs, for our, like IEEE responsibilities. And all the times you change the time zone during your travel, you have to find the time to contribute to your volunteering time, which is actually very appreciated. As a volunteer, it's like you have no reason to be there but your motivation. So like that's your motivation to be there. You want to contribute. And I was like, I remember like now it was midnight when I was in China. I'm still joining those teleconferences, which is now my 5 p.m., which is fine. But you never know. But I remember like it was even more, it was later than midnight when I was traveling for my day job. I had to attend from New Zealand. It was even just later than that. But that is the motivation. I mean, nobody has to join those calls during your midnight or 2 a.m. When you're traveling. But that is the motivation behind of being dedicated volunteer. So and we all love it. I love that. That's the thing. And we're sharing the same feeling with all these great volunteers. And it's really important and important to motivate you to do more for this community.
Yeah, I think so. Like being a volunteer for long years now, I'm very flexible of the time of the meeting, and I travel a lot, so practically I don't have that jet lag anymore. The body adapt very well, but of course we have to sleep, have enough sleep. Yeah, but other thing, and I think Thailand is many times is still in between. It's not, the time is not too extreme as in Japan and China. So many times it's still my 9 p.m., 10 p.m., which is fine. But of course, if some meeting turn out to be 3 a.m., then definitely I cannot attend. Yeah, and unless like there is a role, there is a quorum or something that they need a motion. So that I have to, but if it's not, then now for those, but it's not happened a lot. But I understand that Amy and Jing is like if the 10 p.m. Thailand is gonna be your midnight or past midnight, so that is very, very difficult. Yeah.
That's probably the beauty of volunteering. So you don't have to. It's up to you. Then if it's 3 a.m., you don't have to be there all the time. Like sometimes you want to join. But actually, this is actually a good discussion. Before moving to next question, I can just like highlight that it's all about it's not just life and work balance, because life and work and there's volunteering. So it's another motivation. So how do you balance all these? This is a few, like you can say a few words on that, because it's not life and work balancing. It's like another motivation, and we do all have this. It's another point, like it's another field, and it's actually not just balancing. It's way of life. Like all these just like contributions we do. How do you balance? How do you manage this?
Yeah.
It's very
I think of course first
I think supervisor is very good.
If we love what we are doing, then like it's not like a stress, like to me. If I love the volunteering, and then also for the job as a academic professor that I do. So but mainly we have to manage time very well. And in the last few years, I pay more important in maintaining good health. Yeah, so it means if I cannot finish work, I just sleep. If I have to sleep, then I sleep. If it has to send a little bit late, it has to. But if it's the light before, I may just stay until 3 or 4 a.m. try to finish it, and with the lack of sleep. Yeah, and then I try to put in the all of the exercise. If you are my Facebook friend, you will see that I practice yoga, and I also start playing golf, and I also do some dance. I mean, because now we work from home, so the best way is for you to exercise and have to walk, even you are not going out from the house to walk. So it's very important, and in such a way that if that schedule and everything is so pressure, is so demanding, uh, the stress will not affect our physical body. It means stress is stress, but it will not make me have a stomach ache or headache or anything. Somehow I'm be able to separate that. Maybe I'm too workaholic. I don't know. I'm able to separate the stress from the physical reaction to my body. Yeah, so I can work hard, and think it's good thing, like of course I don't have children or something, so it's mean like my time still can devote to work, and some of many things I still stay with family. So family, they did my best to support me so I can work 100%. So that's how I can also, I mean, they give a lot of moral support. I don't have to do anything. You just pay attention to what you do. So yeah, that also, like I can appreciate. I mean, just my family. There's a lot that is contribute to many things that I am, or any success that I can be today because of family. Yeah.
Yeah. So Supervati also show very good example about work-life balance, because they have a very strong support from the family.
Yeah.
For my case, actually, we have to do that because just like Sammy said that we volunteer ourselves, so we devoted our time, our efforts, and everything. This is the choice that we wanted to choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But sometimes if you are faced to the kind of a hard choice time, I always say that you need a self-persuasion. You have to persuade yourself that what kind of thing that you will accept and you will be happy. If you not be happy, this is not kind of volunteer thing. Volunteering, volunteering, that is what your choice. This is you choose. No one forces you to do that, right? So if you can do that, you do. If you cannot, maybe you can get something done later. Not that emergency. If you have to do that, you absolutely you have to do that. So for my case, if really has the very midnight telecommunication I have to attend, I will attend. But if there is no that kind of emergency or that important, I will listen to the records maybe the day after, and read about the minutes, because everything was there. And they were discussed, and what kind of thing important motion, if there was a motion I have to, but I have not that good opportunity to say that every motion I have to be joined apart. No. So this is my point, that you have to persuade yourself, and you will be happy with your choice, and you do it. And if not, you get some supports. And plan B, if your family support can look after your kids, then you could do that. If you or plan B, that tomorrow you read about the minutes and make some makeups, right? So actually, to be balanced is the hardest thing maybe for the lifetime learning. We wanted to balance everything, but that's not important. That not possible. Actually, not important. This is not possible. Just give and take. You take something and you will give up something, right? So this is kind of a this called balance. not like maybe half and half. No, balance means that you have to give up something and then you take something. So this is my understanding.
Yeah.
So Amy,
I agree with Jin Dong. Before I spend a lot of time for IEEE activities, volunteer, but now I stop when the time comes. So because it is not good, it's okay for me, but sometimes it is not good for my family. Even it is midnight, I still work for volunteering. So recently I stopped my volunteer work when it's midnight or something like that. And yeah, we need to manage work and life and volunteer time. That's from me. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, even there is a, like, you want to do that, it's like you have a chance to make a decision, whether you do that at that moment or not. There is no failure of volunteering. Whatever you do is beautiful. So like, there is no doubt that how much you contribute is your time, and it's your time to make a change. Like create new initiatives, like attend a conference or not. It's your time. So like, even we do have a lot of reports for different boards and just like the authorities in the structure, because there is a structure, but it's all about you. So like, it's not like day job, because we all know you have great positions in your day jobs, and you're holding important positions, and you already have a lot of contributions in your professional life. But still, as a successful volunteers, it's your time to contribute how much you want or how much you can. Whatever you do, that will be great anyways, because like, we're creative, like we're dedicated, and we just like giving a lot to this society. So that's also important. So it's all about probably the secret behind of this balance and how to manage all of our time, which was not actually a planned question, but it was really good. So this talk, so we're just like going very well. And
I would like to add, I would like to add one thing, because it's work-life balance, and in terms of the work balance, we have to also try to limit the incoming work as well, which I find difficult. Typically, I'm not a no person. And we all learn from the book that you're supposed to say no, right, for some time. Actually, I'm a yes person. So that many times create, but I still is the level, if I think I can manage, I can do, but then sometimes like the deadline appear to be at the same time. And it's mean I just have to pressure myself to do it, and so on. So yeah, that's the thing that I think I have to, we have to try to limit some of the incoming work as well. What also I mean in volunteer work is also a lot.
You're really a superwoman. Really, you're capable woman. Do everything.
It's a lot, and it's exceptional. Like everything we do, all the initiatives we have, and everything we do is already very exceptional. Like for all volunteers, not for us only, but like it's already very appreciated.
I think to the certain age we can like but I think if I get older, my thought will change. I may become a no person. I mean, not totally no, but no more than yes, something like that. Yeah.
And that's another good point. I mean, volunteering also give us a lot of opportunity to grow, like
Yeah.
like growing in any field, or just like improving your personal skills. If you want to change something in your life, it gives us a space to change.
Yes.
And learn. It's like sometimes not
True.
in every part of the life and in our professional lives, we have that much space to fail or learn more. I mean, everybody has a chance to fail on anything. Like, we are all humans. But volunteering is even more. Like, gives us more space and initiative to learn and grow.
Yeah, so actually one thing that I like to point, because I just gave a talk yesterday to WIE Madras section about women in leadership, and like there is the characteristic of female leaders that I would like to point out. It is called the horizontal leadership. Okay, so horizontal leadership, actually it is like now it is the horizontal leadership, and it's the inclusive style. So it's mean like we can be a leader, but it means when we ask our colleague or even our junior, mainly we will ask more questions, work with them, work together, ask them are there any problems. Okay, so that is the kind of the leaders. I mean, it's because before it is like a vertical leadership. So with the vertical leadership is mean with the many hierarchical structure. So it's mean like it's more of the ordering type of the leadership. Like you order someone, you have to do this, you have to do that, right? But in terms of a female, they find that female is good at the horizontal leadership style. And when I give a talk yesterday, I just realized that I think being with IEEE, that's how I learned about horizontal leadership and how inclusive the female leader could be. Because, and at this presentation also, like, there are some study that the brain, the characteristic of the brain that female had is different from men. And it influenced us to be more communicative, more empathy. So it means we can look, I mean, we take the feeling of other person, more than average men. Okay, that is from study. And then I found that, oh yes, I mean, what we do, even I'm a chair, like in the IEEE, but I cannot order anyone to do anything. It's not like that. But it's like we talk to each other, and we have to make sure that, okay, we go to the same direction and we want to do this together. Yeah, so I think this a kind of the thing that I learned, but it just struck me because yesterday I give a talk and I realized that, okay, I have that style for so long, but I don't know that it is called it is like a part of like a leadership or something like that. So I just would like to share this. Yeah. And I think we should embrace what the female do best, because we will have a kind of the leadership that it can work very well. I mean, we have to embrace the different, we may think differently, if in terms of from men, but of course we can be a good leader as well in our way. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's very interesting, and thanks for sharing that study. I know, really, I mean, it supports all the conversation we have. But,
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, Özgenur, shall we move with the upcoming questions?
Okay, I am seeing another question from YouTube again. What about challenges from men in meetings, work, etc.?
He's a top
Have you
fan.
had any funny moment to share them?
Funny moment to share.
Yes.
Well, I can think that there were a lot of cases that you enter a meeting or enter a conference, all these sitting people, they were men, and you're the only. Maybe this is the funniest thing, but actually, in my case, not that kind of funny things or funny moments. Now, men and women, they were, I say they realized that how important the collaboration between each other and how important that they're working together in harmony. They could contribute more to each other. So I think the understanding about that, we may have a common sense. But some of a kind of we say that people who are undergraduate, or how to say that, who didn't realize about that importance about gender equally, they should be underestimated the part of the woman who can contribute to the society and the community. So maybe some people they will judge, and they will do something you think will be very, very funny. For example, there still be some place in the undeveloped region in my country. Some people that say the girls or the female students, they don't need to be educated, or they don't need to enter university because it's waste of money. They only sound about their family. They can do higher education. The girls cannot do that. So it's very shame and it's pity. I also working for the society called the Chinese Society on Image and Graphics, and working for the WIE, the Women in CSIG committee. We also do a lot of projects that to help those people and to educate or train them to have the same rights or equally rights to be educated for this kind of professional skills. So this is for me. I think that it's a common sense should be established for all the people in the community to avoid such a funny moments happen. So
Thank you. Amy?
So it is changing now. So before, as Jindon said, so in the meeting only men. But now, for example, Region 10 XCOM, we have many women readers, and our director Aki, Prof. Aki, he really encouraged women's activity. So I don't have any funny memories. And yeah, as Jindon say, for young people, for students, they don't know about the gap of men and women. So maybe after the graduate in the industry or in the society, they realize there is still gap between men and women's situation.
Okay.
Savadi?
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, challenges from men. I mean, I lead the many projects, and I'm and I did in the one project that I lead right now. I'm the only female in the project, and I'm the leader. I'm the project leader, and other are all male, both senior and junior. So mainly typically, if they know my capability, or they accept me, it has no problem. There would be no challenges. Okay, but there are also some case as well if they do not understand me or what I do. So they may have some like personal bias to me. Okay, and there's a case that I have been challenged. Yeah, and but that, I mean, not in the meeting, but of course in work. But I won't say it in like what, who is this or so on. Yeah, but of course it did happen. So but mainly I don't like it because I think it's some kind of abuse of power a little bit. Yeah. But then I decide not to react. Not to react is mean I just don't go and have an argument with him. Okay, but instead what I try to do is that I just try to prove myself. It means whatever I do, I can give a good impact to the university in terms of all the output, in terms of the KPI. Okay, so it means if I have all that KPI that already validate that I'm really working and I generate good output. So even they have a personal bias with me, they cannot do anything. Actually, they cannot do. They can just think and may try to do something, but actually they cannot. Yeah. So that is like what like a challenges to me. But and then I think I make a right decision not to not to have an argument because I try to think of everything as a whole. We have to think everything as a big picture. So if you think everything as a big picture, is mean some people they have position now, maybe they will end up term in the next 2 years. If in the next 2 years you can survive, that's fine because it's going to be the new person. Yeah. So if we do something that like is discredit us ourselves because of the emotion, so it's not good for us anyway, and it cannot prove anything. So we have to prove the quality or the character that we are. And then if people are accept that, so there would be no challenge. Yeah. So that is my personal experience. Yeah.
By the way, I mean, like, it's just not related with the question, but after all the conversation, even they're just like female leaders, like, I would like to just highlight something. Probably people who knows IEEE well, who really knows this, though, but I just like to highlight, like, IEEE Women in Engineering is not like woman organization. It's like, it's not for female. It's for all, open for all IEEE members. We have a lot of great male advocates and male women in engineering members and volunteers, like including, like, maybe you don't know and some people doesn't know, like, our elected student representative for Turkey section, Women Engineering Turkey section, is a male. Anıl.
Oh.
So like he's elected by over 25 affinity groups, women engineering groups in Turkey, and he's a male.
He must be
he's doing a great job. And probably we know so many male members of women in engineering though, but it's for sure, like, it's not the main focus of women in engineering to just support women only, but it has we have no doubt it supports the gender equality in every part of life, in our professional life and also in the IEEE structure. So this is but it's not just our main focus, but we have very great examples actually, like in region 10 and also region 8 and many other regions. Many organizational units, affinity groups, they are run by every year, run by different great women leaders. And region 8, for example, last 2 terms, like our region 8 directors, Magdalena and Margareta, they're like both women. And now region 10 has 3 female candidates for the director-elect, including Supavadi herself, which is actually great news for all of us. And many region directors at this moment and very dedicated volunteers at the board of directors level. There's so many women, and women representation is actually increasing. Of course, thanks to all these initiatives, but it's not the main focus only that we are just like behaving like the feminist movement. We are just like working hard to recognize more people and giving more initiative for those people who really deserve it. So and I remember there was a region 10 director also in the past, right? So like actually it's a great opportunity for everyone to take these kind of leadership positions, but we're learning and like we're growing together. So I just wanted to highlight this. It's also important and give recognition and credit for those male women in engineering volunteers who are working hard for this organization.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I really believe just like the support of women in engineering behind for those women leaders who are taking many different roles in IEEE's structure as a leader, and
Yeah.
including like
more.
past IEEE president and CEOs and upcoming CEO and president 2021, Susan Ketteland, and we have also Karen, who did great job as a IEEE leader, IEEE president, and many other women in different many roles. We have to give a lot of credit for them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We all have a very good mentor and all the leadership that we can learn from.
Yes.
Yeah. This is an amazing organization to be with.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also our future. We wanted to do that as them.
Yeah.
Grow,
there will be a lot
grow.
of position opportunity to give back to this organization. Then you know how much you contribute will come back to you as well.
Sure.
Yes.
Do we have another question, Özgenur?
Yes, actually. Can you tell us the advice to our volunteers, please? Can you tell us?
Yes.
The advice.
Or the advice.
Yeah, advice.
Who's going first?
Okay.
Okay, from me.
Okay.
Okay, so from me, so this is run from past president Karen Patterson. So maybe many opportunities will come to us. Whenever possible, you can say yes. But as we talked today, we need to consider about work-life, volunteer balance. So, so work on new project with new friends. It's maybe really fun, but it is also important. You know your own limit. So you won't be able to everything by yourself. So that's why work together is important. So work together with your friend, with your IEEE family. So maybe many people, many active volunteers works really hard for their work, their job and volunteer work. But I'd like to give you this word, slow down to speed up. So maybe if you have a good rest, maybe next day you can do more things. So that's from me. Thank you.
Okay, maybe Jing first. I will be last.
Okay. For me, actually, the first one, I wanted to say that if you wanted to volunteer yourself in IEEE or any organization, just think something big. Think something big, as I said, think your vision as bigger than you usually to do, because this is an organization. This is not yourself alone. So you can do something that you never imagine about. So think something big. If you join IEEE, also IEEE is an international organization. WIE is an international women in engineering group, actually. So you could do more just as yourself. And the second, be connected is very important. If you just pay the membership and be a member, I say yes, you could do. You could also benefit a lot. But if you be connected, you will say you will learn and grow very, very quickly. Then you have never ever imagined about or think about, because people will help you, and there will a lot of support. You get a highway in front of you to any kind of goals that you could reach. So this is my second. And the third one, you really wanted to be happy, actually be positive, because during very limited time and during very limited volunteering experience, you cannot get everything done perfectly, but if you try your best, and it's enough, because you learn and you know people, you make friends, you grow, and you benefit a lot. You should be happy. So this is my advice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah. For me, I believe that you all volunteer. We already have the similar mission, similar mind. Like we would like to make a difference. Okay. And then to be able to do that very well, you need to be leader within yourself. I mean, first you need to be able to lead your life, right? So for that, it means you should be able to set, like in terms of your career, what you would like to be. You have to do the goal setting, okay? And of course, there are so many examples, so many mentors, so many role models. But still, we cannot do exactly like them because it's due to different how we grow up in different culture and different history, right? So it means you have to be able to adapt and define the success in your own terms, okay? And then also to achieve it by your own rules, okay? And then also build a life that you are proud to live. Okay, so it means if we are able to do that, okay, so in IEEE give you a lot of opportunity to learn by example and also train you to be a leader, to connect with others. But at last, in terms of yourself, it is you have to define like where you want to be in your career, and also in terms of IEEE, how you which area you want to contribute and what output that you like to give. So I believe that we have many leaders in IEEE. Even now you are the young volunteer. One day you're gonna be the leaders. Okay, so like for me as like the candidate of the region 10 director elect, I will put very high focus on how we could train the young leaders, okay, to be the future leader. That is in my agenda. And then also with like women engineering and young professional and student. So we have to put a lot of focus on that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions from the audience?
Actually, similar question. Maybe you contribute anything.
Yeah.
Any advice?
Just briefly give some advices, but it seems we already covered with all this with this conversation.
Any advice to?
How would you deal with seniors? So, yeah. We generally don't deal with seniors. We learn and grow together with seniors, let's say. But it's just highlight I want to start this conversation. It's not. I'm just not criticizing the question. It's a good point. That's probably how young leaders feel. Including ourselves, feel like like we're also IEEE senior member, but also just like we have been involved since different parts of our, like I personally involved as student and being young professional, senior member, still senior member, young professional. But just the thing, I just wanted to move the direction, not to get offense anyone, because generally we're like as a whole together in this IEEE, like from students to life members, and you have a lot of support from each level. There is no level. I mean, that's a huge support between each other. This like, but if as a young professional or a young leader, if you feel something, let's share some advice.
Oh, okay. Like like for the young leaders, because we think if you mention senior, it must have a generation gap with you, right?
Probably.
With different generation gap, of course, there will be different thinking, definitely, because we are born in different generation, and then also even male and female, we also have a different thinking. Okay, so just the way is that you have to communicate a lot, and do not fear to try to initiate the communication with your senior leaders. So it means if he reasonable enough, he will open up. I think it is better than you, because sometimes reaction, maybe how they react may not be the same that how they think, right? So we may not be able like to judge from our perception, because when we judge people, we base on our perception, right? So it's mean, but if we open up and we try to communicate, so it's mean we're gonna get to know that person for real, not from our impression, not for our perception. Yeah, so that my advice is like we have to open up and communicate. Yeah, and then we have to embrace the differences in generation gaps. Yeah.
Actually, for my advice to the young leaders, I think that's the join or organize activities as much as you can, and do not afraid of the feedback or afraid about the outcomes about the activity, because the best way is practice, right? The best way learn. The best way for learn is to practice. I think for the young leaders, you have a lot of time, and you also have a lot of efforts, and all these people, all these senior peoples and resources. This is just I said that this is a highway in front of you. You could do a lot of things then to explore what kind of a possibility and what kind of a choice that you would like to be in the future. You will find a different people, different kind of role model in front of you, and you could learn. So join these activities and volunteer yourself in all these kind of activities. You could learn more, and you could learn a lot. And for my scenario for dealing with the seniors is to be connected with them, because, for example, all these volunteers, all these fellows of IEEE, senior members of IEEE, they are already high position, and also not only already succeed in their own position, in their own career, but also they know the value about joining IEEE, and they know the value how to support the young people, how to support the people to be a better and grow fast. So you cannot inherit the money from them, right? So the experience and all these successful experience and how they made in their life, all of the experience you could inherit from them. But the only way to inherit from this experience is to be connected with them. The connected with them is not just, hi, I wanted to listen I want to take a course. You could do that in your university. The other things you should be connected with them is all kind of activities you could be connected with them to learn course, the professional knowledge, but also the way the people, the senior people, how to deal with people, the leadership, the communication skills, how to the support, and their value, how to develop the word. You have to be connected with the senior people. So be connected with them and learn from them. It's the best way for the young leaders to grow. So this is my advice. Thank you.
For me, yeah, the same. Do not be afraid to make mistakes, because it's a running process. So take action is a first step for the change the world. And I think the world is connected, so your action will affect outcome in others. And from my experience, life members, they want to support young people, because they are supported the senior members, life members when they were young. So they want to give him back their experience. So be connected with them and invite them your event or activities. That's from me for you. Thank you.
I just want to also highlight, that was a good question actually to raise this issue, because sometimes in so many countries, in so many sections have different structures. That's very normal. All the volunteers having different structures and sometimes struggling with these kind of things. But for the general, seeing this from the regional perspective and global perspective, it's also good to know, the IEEE leadership level, board level, regional the coordination level or the regional board levels, and they have a lot of support for this kind of diversity, for young people to increase their voice and sharing their knowledge and getting involved, and just they're actually encouraging to take some positions in the board levels of regions and board of directors. And my personal experience since 2007, all those IEEE presidents and all the leadership level people, leading people of this organization, they gave a lot of voice for young people in the structure, and they keep supporting. Actually, this is really good to know for all the volunteers. 2 days ago, for IEEE Turkey Women Engineering ET talk, we hosted Susan Ketelan. Anyone who's watching this, they can go and watch that one back as well. She highlighted the importance of young people in this organization, and all those great leaders that we know, in past 10, 20 years, that of course, and earlier, because IEEE is the 130 years organization from the foundation. IEEE gave a lot of opportunity to for young generation in the structure, but for last maybe 20, 25 years, we experienced by ourselves how the things change. And Toshi and Jose, Howard, Barry, Karen, all those great, presidents and everyone in the structure, they did a lot of support for young people. So we have at the board level, I think young professionals have a voice in the voting initiative, which is actually impressive. And in the past 10 years, they did a lot of support and for the supporting for the business plan. So I think even if you're a young professional and struggling in the structures of your section, with these old amazing advices from three of you, you will find out how to share, how to get connected, and find your way to contribute. So don't worry, IEEE is amazing structure. It gives you a lot of opportunity to contribute. So just keep working, just keep believing what you are doing.
Thank you for your answers. This is the last question hour. How to deal with senior members, especially who are males? If you are a young woman engineering leader with IEEE, anybody say something?
We already covered this question pretty much. Even before
yes.
all the answers we already pretty much covered with this. Is there anything you want to add extra, or everything you said is already covered?
Yeah, I think we pretty much cover. I mean, yeah.
But thank you for the question and rephrasing. This is important to know, also highlight, because we're as our guests, they're here to just address all your questions.
So thank you for your participation. It was very good meeting actually. if you want to add something, we can listen them.
Before moving to your last words, I would like to thank you on behalf of IEEE Turkey section in Women Engineering.
Thank you also for inviting us.
This
Thank
is
you.
like
very
personally,
much.
just as I said in the very beginning, like as a host, Women Engineering Turkey section, it was really a privilege, an exceptional chance for us to host three of you here together, because like personally, you are very important in my life, and you had a lot of inspiration, and I'm sure you inspired so many women entire the time that you volunteer for IEEE or all your personal life. And it was just a privilege for Women in Engineering to have three of you here and share more knowledge and inspire more people thanks to this e-talk initiative. And with this almost 2 hours that I'm sure you reach more people again one more time. And thank you.
Thank you also. We're also very glad that we can go together in this picture.
It's
Exactly.
it's just a great time to be together with like good friends. Yeah, we
Yeah.
we are friends. Yeah.
That makes us lifelong friends thanks to those kind of different
Sure.
roles in different years.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. This is also my favorite IEEE volunteering. I have friends globally, international, such as you, good friends, excellent friends, and leaders, right? Excellent leaders.
It's just exceptional to be with the people who are sharing the same mission and vision with you. And
yes, sure.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add before we close?
Happy life. Wish you all.
Thank you.
Stay safe and take care of yourself during this period.
Yes.
And I think we see each other again.
We hope to see each other again in person somewhere around the world. As Amy said before, we'll see each other soon somewhere.
Yeah.
It was the first time that we met, we just said, we'll see each other somewhere soon. We'll keep connected.
Yeah, very soon. Maybe later in the WeChat.
And by that time, please stay safe and stay happy entire your life, not just by that time. Stay happy and entire your life and stay safe and well by that time.
And happy.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.